Okay. So yung topic natin today guys no would be yung tinatawag nating agentic system design. So this is a proposed framework. We're going to translate yung human execution no to agent executable tasks. So mean to say parang ang mangyari 'di ba when we try to create our project, application or what, so tayo mismo yung nag-execute or gumagawa ng application itself. But this time around, instead of human, i-delegate natin yung task dun sa ating AI agent. So ngayon, ano na lang yung magiging role ng human dun sa process? Kasi kung AI na yung mag-execute, ano na yung function natin? So magiging function na lang natin dito is that tayo na yung mag-govern ng process flow. No? So mean to say, tayo magpo-provide ng input, yung AI yung mag-a-analyze, magda-draft ng spec, magda-draft ng any resources or materials no na pwede nating gamitin for the execution. Okay? So parang tayo nandun na tayo sa overseer, tayo na yung mag-orchestrate ika nga, no? So ito yung propose design natin, no? Paano natin ilalatag lahat ng mga specification na 'yon. Okay? So yung agentic system design, they have three pipeline. So, tinatawag natin yung AWD, which stands for Agentic Workflow Design. So, this is where you map your work. Okay? So, meaning to say, before you can delegate the task to AI, you need to lay out ano yung step-by-step procedure. Okay? So, ano yung step 1? Kailangan mo i-specify doon, ito yung gagawin ng agent mo para ma-achieve niya yung goal niya sa step 1. And then, moving forward to step 2, ito yung gagawin ng AI mo para ma-proceed niya sa next step hanggang sa ma-produce natin yung expected output. Okay? So, that's agentic workflow design. So, parang tinatranslate natin dito yung mental model natin ng process to agent readable. Okay? Kasi dati, di ba, if kunyari, gagawa kayo ng project nyo, so usually, tayo nag-iisip kung ano yung mga kailangan nating ilagay, like setting up yung environment ng ating development, pag-create ng authentication layer, pag-add ng features, pagte-test, and then deployment. Okay, so tayo lahat gumagawa nun, no, before the AI era. So ngayon, pagdating ng AI, yung mga tasks na yon, pwede natin siyang i-delegate, pero syempre, tayo magbibigay ng specification kung ano yung dapat na mauna. Okay? Dapat mauna yung scaffolding ng application nyo, bago yung authentication, and then so on and so forth. Okay? So dito, nilalatag natin yon. So paano yung proper way to do that? Kasi syempre hindi lang siya basta magbigay ka lang ng specification na ito yung gawin mo, but kailangan it's agent readable siya and dapat consistent. Okay? So yun yung goal. Kailangan meron tayong consistency. Kasi without the consistency, hindi rin magiging consistent yung output ng ating AI. Okay? So that's the first layer, no? AWD. So the next layer is yung tinatawag nating SDD or spec-driven development. So dito, after you map the work, so here, we contract the work. Okay, so sa spec-driven development, so this is where we contract the work. So meaning to say, after you map the work, so dito tayo gagawa ng contract. Kasi ibig sabihin niyan, ito yung magiging binding document natin, no, with the agent para malaman natin kung tama ba yung understanding niya, and also ito rin yung way ng agent natin to provide feedback on us. Okay? So parang more on ano to guys, no, more on creating documents and specification na kailangan nating basahin, syempre, no, para maintindihan natin kung ano yung gusto nating pagawa sa AI, no? Para ganoon siya. So more on reading tayo dito guys sa spec driven development. Kumbaga parang mag-generate ng output sa AI, babasahin natin kung ito ba yung tama, no? Ito yung kasi para mangyari diyan, you're giving interpretation, no, ng solution na gusto mong gawin. And then si AI naman magre-response din siya, no, para i-confirm niya, o tama ba tong ano na to, ito ba yung details na gusto mong mangyari, parang gano'n. So ikaw, you are just confirming if good ba siya or hindi. O kung tama ba yung interpretation niya o hindi. Diba? So it's more on communicating with your AI agent. Okay? Kasi before you hit the implement button, no, kailangan alam ng AI mo, ng agent mo, na tama yung pagkakaintindi niya based sa binigay mo mga specification. So kung hindi, dun magkakaroon ng iterative process. So dito, pwede tayong ano diyan, pwede nating i-refine, yung specification hanggang sa makuha natin yung pinaka-exact na gusto natin. Okay? So kaya importante itong agentic workflow kasi doon natin i-define yung process natin ng refinement. So paano ba natin i-delegate yung task to refine yung ating specification sa AI natin. Okay? So that's why kailangan importante na meron tayong map ng workflow natin. Okay? So yung workflow muna, paano siya? So parang mangyari, yung ideation mo muna, no? So dito, tinatry mong i-build kung ano yung spec ng product mo. And then once na mapolish siya, so dun yung implementation. Okay? So dun papasok yung ating agentic workflow design. So paano mo i-layout yung dalawang process na yon. Pero dito sa spec-driven, so we're just focusing on the delivering yung spec ng product mo. Ano ba yung mga features na gusto mong makita doon sa product mo? Okay? Ano ba yung mga intended outcomes dapat? Okay? So, doon natin ginagawa yon sa spec-driven development. So, meron tayong gagamiting tool dito, guys, no? Later on for the SDD. And then, yung last layer natin, yung APA, so this would be the agentic process automation. So, this is where to automate the work. Okay? So, parang ano yan natural na flow yan ng pangyayari or ng events. So, after you map out the workflow, so, and then you define the contract no, dun sa agent tool natin and with you. So, the next natural step na mangyayari dyan would be you can automate the process. Okay? So, once na na-automate mo ang process, so which is yung from ideation to implementation, so ano na lang yung magiging role natin dito? Ano yung gagawin na lang natin dito? So, ang goal na lang natin dyan as a human is we provide the input. No? And then yung ating AI, yung agent natin, so from ideation to implementation, siya na yung magpo-process nun. No? Wala na tayong wala nang human in the loop. Siguro during the first step, no, we need to monitor kung tama ba yung outcome ng dalawang ito kasi we're just developing it first. Diba? Pero later on, once na na-establish na natin no, and consistent na yung outcome nila, that's the time na we can automate it. So we're just giving the input, wait for the process to complete, and then evaluate yung kanilang output. Okay? So ganun na lang tayo. So nandun tayo sa input side and then nandun tayo sa output side. So yung output side, yung importante kasi if merong kulang or mali yung output ng ating process, so we can go back no, to iterate again, provide the parameters na kailangan, and then hanggang sa ma-achieve natin yung pinaka intended na output na kailangan natin. No? So it's iterative process siya guys. No? So yung APA natin, yung output niyan, so pwede nating ibalik dito sa agentic workflow design, baka possible na yung map ng process natin yung problema. So we can calibrate it para mag-provide ng much better spec and then we can automate it later. Okay? So that's why layered siya guys. No? So we start with AWD, SDD, and then APA. Okay? So mostly kasi nang nakikita ko, no, especially dito sa atin, sa context ng mga Pilipino, we are more gravitated towards to APA. No? Kasi nandito yung pinaka-ultimate, ultimate goal. No? So siguro you will see some coder no or programmer no na they use several tools no kuba parang this is the biggest thing no about AI coding blah blah. So lagi silang more into the demonstration of tool, 'di ba? Instead na ang nangyayari yung tool na yon is that mostly no is for the automating ng process, automating ng task. But the problem with that, no, the more that we use that tool, the more na hindi natin naiintindihan yung kanilang kung ano yung ginagawa nila internally. 'Di ba? So, the more na wala tayong idea on that, no, the more na hindi mahirapan tayong i-calibrate yung process. Okay? So, hindi scalable in a way yung mga ganong klaseng tool, no, if we're just consuming it. that way, no? Kumbaga kung dito tayo magsisimula sa APA. Pero once we start understanding kung ano yung process, just mapping the work, understanding how to communicate with AI, so by creating a contract with them, so that's the time we can automate the process. Okay? So ganun siya. Ganun yung loop niya. Okay? Alright, so ito yung detalye, no? Ito yung mga details na regarding that. So, like I said, layer 1, agentic workflow design. So, dito ang role natin as a human, no? Is we are just the designer. No? Nagde-design tayo. Para tayong architect. So, we're creating the blueprint kung ano yung magiging process natin. So, that's why yung artifact, yung ating output dito, is the flow map or yung tatawag nating task graph. No? So, not necessarily na a very concrete artifact, but parang, it's something siya na written, no, at least, para maintindihan natin yung process, no? So, designer tayo. We design the process. So, doon naman sa spec-driven development, ang ating role naman dito, no, is we are now the specifier and approver. Okay? So, like I said, after you provide your input, yung AI, magbibigay siya ng kanyang interpretation based dun sa input mo. And then now, tayo yung mag-approve kung tama siya. Okay? So, una syempre, we specify. We give, ito yung specs, ito yung kailangan mangyari, ito yung intended outcome. So, paprocess niya. No? So, nag-specify tayo. And then, pagka-response ng AI, so, titingnan natin if aligned ba dun sa response niya, dun sa sinabi natin, sa binigay natin. So, kung align, i-approve natin. Or else, no, i-iterate natin yung process hanggang sa makuha natin yung pinaka final result. So, yun yung role natin dito, specifier and approver. So, ngayon, ang ating artifact dito would be yung spec o yung contract document. Okay? So, syempre, yung final contract document natin. And then last, dun sa ating layer 3, would be yung ating agentic process automation. So tayo dito, ang role natin is tayong input provider and then output validator tayo at the end. Okay, so meron tayong input. Ito yung gusto nating idea, ito yung idea natin. Okay, ito yung gusto nating mangyari. So ipo-provide natin yun sa ating AI. Okay? So yung process, no, na ginawa natin do sa AWD, and then yung contract na ginawa natin sa SDD, i-execute yun. And then yung output nun is i-validate natin. So, yun yung magiging role natin. So, tayong output validator. So, that's why ang artifact natin dito is yung mga running agent pipeline natin. Okay? So usually mga ano na tayo, mga kung very hardcore yung inyong setup, so you're just working with CLI, no? Or TUI, no? Depende sa inyo kung anong agent yung gamit nyo. But the idea here is that you have the running pipeline, no, to execute yung process mo and mag-provide ng results. Alright? So, ito yung comparison nila at a glance. So, yung primary questions sa AWD is what needs to happen? Ano yung dapat na mangyari? So, i-layout mo. So, sa SDD naman, what counts as correct? Okay? So, kailangan mo doon i-identify if yung mga binigay na spec or yung mga ginawang spec ng AI nyo is correct ba siya? Okay? So, kung hindi, i-iterate natin. And then next is who executes it. Okay? So, dito, who execute it because later on, doon sa iyong AWD, so marami kang agent na gagawin dyan. No? May mga spawning ka ng agent dyan. Mangyari dyan, meron kang agent for ideation. So, meaning to say, yun yung agent mo na bahala on how to create yung contract. Diba? Tapos meron ka ding agent for the actual development. No? So, doon, sa APA, kailangan mo ma-identify kung sino yung mag-execute nung process na yun. Okay? So, yung artifact produce natin, ayun, like I said, flow map or task graph, no? As long as it's written, no? Yun yung importante. Dito naman sa SDD, spec or document contract, yun yung kailangan natin ma-produce dito. And then sa APA naman would be the running agent pipeline. And then yung human role, ayan, so designer tayo sa AWD, specifier and approver tayo sa SDD, APA naman would be input provider and output validator. Okay? So dito, may mga failure mode tayo tsaka maturity signal. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? Pag failure mode, ibig sabihin, um, hindi maganda yung outcome natin if ito yung nangyari. So, meron tayong task gap dun sa AWD natin. No? So, may mga task na hindi na-specify. So, kapag may mga task na hindi na-specify, so obviously, hindi mo makukuha yung intended outcome niya. So, yun yung failure mode natin. So, dapat makover natin lahat. No? Every process, every task, dapat makover natin dito sa AWD. Kasi kung meron tayong na-miss, so malamang yung ibang layer, apektado rin. Okay? So, sa SDD naman, ang kanilang failure mode is that yung ambiguous contracts. Okay? So, meaning to say, yung contract natin, no, hindi clear yung specification. Kumbaga parang may mga open questions na kailangan sagutin. So, kapag hindi na clear yon, posibleng ang AI natin, no, is mag-imbento siya ng i-implement niya. No? Worst case is mag-default siya sa something na hindi natin intended talaga. Okay? So, dito papasok yung mga hallucination at natawag natin. Okay? Hallucination siya in a way na hindi siya yung parang sabihin natin. Minsan, nag-iimbento siya na wala dun sa specification natin, but sometimes, dine-default niya yung isang bagay na dapat naman hindi default yung spec natin. Okay? So, dapat ibigay natin sa contract natin. Na ito dapat yung intended behavior na kailangang gawin ng ating agent. Okay? So, yun yung failure mode ng ating SDD. So, dapat lahat ng details no is eksakto. Detalyado siya. Walang default. Ika nga. No? So, dapat hindi ambiguous yung contract natin. And then, sa API naman, ang failure mode nila is yung tinatawag nating unchecked agent drift. So, paano nagkakaroon ng unchecked agent drift? So, yun na nga. Kung merong task na hindi na-cover, tapos ambiguous yung contract, so naturally, ang magiging behavior ng ating agent would be magdi-drift siya. Okay? So, dun papasok yung mga hallucination na tinatawag natin. Okay? So, epekto ng mga failure mode ng dalawang layer natin. No? So, isa siya sa mga possible na reason. Maturity signal. Ayan. So, this is the opposite of failure mode natin. So, all steps are named. Ibig sabihin, nakasulat lahat ng steps natin. All steps are bounded. Ayun. So, kaya nagkakaroon ng ambiguity, no? Dun sa specs natin or sa contract natin. That's because minsan kasi may mga steps na hindi natin binibigyan ng limit or ng boundary, diba? Ng scope. So, kung walang scope yung isang specification, so may tendency yan na mag-explode yan into several other event or scenario, diba? So, kung bibigyan natin ng limit yon, so hanggang doon lang yung dapat na hanggang doon lang dapat na gawin no, ng ating agent. So, anything beyond on that process is out of scope na. Okay? So, mas gusto ng AI agent natin yun na bounded yung ating steps. All steps are unattended naman for APA. Yun yung maturity signal natin. So, all steps are unattended. So, mean to say, hindi na natin dito binibabysit yung agent natin. Okay? Kasi at first, pwedeng ganun mangyari. Binibabysit natin. Binabantayan natin yung output niya. No? Provide tayo ng input, then binabantayan natin kung tama ba yung ginagawa niya. Diba? So, sometimes, kapag nakita natin during the process, oh, may mali, we interrupt. No? And then, we try it again with a different parameter. No? So, the maturity signal niya is that we rely or we trust no, yung process na magagawa niya yung tamang outcome, and then we are just validating na lang towards the end. Okay, so yung steps, hinahayaan na natin. Hindi na natin siya tinitingnan. That's why unattended na yung nangyayari doon. Okay? So yung adoption model natin is something like this. No? So like I said, layered siya. So first, we need to adopt AWD. Now, so we need to understand how we map our work, no, and to make it visible and traversable. Tapos second, after you fully embrace, after you fully laid out na yung map, the next to adopt is yung ating spec-driven development, no? To make work verifiable and bounded. And then yung last layer, no, na i-adopt natin would be APA. So this to make work unattended and repeatable. So this is the tawag dito, this is the key here, no? Repeatable. So you can reuse that same process all over again, no? With different specs and different input parameters, magagamit natin siya. So yun yung key dito. Okay? So parang attempting APA without SDD produces agent drift. Attempting SDD without AWD produces contracts for undefined steps. Okay? So the layers are load bearing. Each one supports the next. Okay? So yun yung idea no. Okay? So, parang layer 1 yun yung foundation, layer 2, and then layer 3. Okay? So ito yung analogy natin dyan guys. No? So parang think of ASD similar to building a house. Okay? So, example ko na. Ito. Building a house. So, yung AWD natin doon sa building a house would be yung construction schedule. Baga, what gets done, by whom, and in what order. Okay? So, syempre, yung contractor natin, sila yung magpo-provide niyan. SDD naman is ito yung ating blueprint and building code. Okay? So, syempre, yung architect, diba? Sila yung gumagawa ng blueprint. And then yung architect naman, so hindi naman siya nag-imbento ng sarili niyang blueprint para sa bahay, not unless hinayaan yung architect, no, to do that. Pero ikaw, as the owner of the house, so ikaw yung magbibigay ng specification. Diba? Na ganito yung gusto mong bahay. Ganito ganyan, no? Mayroong kusina, mayroong foyer, merong master bedroom, mga ganyan. So, saan nakapwesto or what? So, ikaw magpo-provide as the user. Pero sometimes, yung agent natin, no, o yung architect natin, nagpo-provide siya ng recommendation kung ano yung mas maganda. So, sometimes, ganun nangyayari. No? Kung hindi natin alam kung paano natin gagawin yung isa, paano i-execute, we can ask yung agent natin no, for recommendation. No? And then, based sa recommendation niya, diba? So, doon natin tawag doon? Doon natin i-commit if i-apply natin siya or hindi. So, ganun din sa architect. No? So, may recommendation si architect kung ano yung magandang design, kung ano yung magandang layer dapat. So, it's up to us no, kung i-approve natin or hindi. So, last, yung APA naman is when the crew shows up and then reads the blueprint and builds the house while you are away. No? So, technically, parang ang APA part do sa building a house analogy natin no is that ito na yung construction, ito na. No, kumbaga binigay mo na yung blueprint, no, tapos ito yung contractor, no. Nagsimula sila mag tayo. So, basically hindi mo na kailangang doon, no. Hindi mo na kailangang tingnan or inspect if nagagawa ba nila ng tama yung kanilang trabaho. No? Pero syempre, minsan sa atin dito sa Pilipinas, no, kailangan natin tingnan kasi baka mamaya, no, may mga bagay sila na hindi ginagawa ng tama. No? But anyway, the point here is that you can walk away no? Or pwedeng hindi mo sila tingnan while they're doing their work. No? So, ganun yung goal. Tapos parang mangyari nga, no, you only check when the keys are handed over sa'yo. Okay? So, ayun siya guys. No? So, the idea here is that paano natin gagawin yung process, no? yung paano natin i-apply itong framework na to dun sa ating project and sa ating ginagawang system development. No? So, agentic system design is one of the, I think, principle na kailangan natin matutunan, especially for this age, no, na kung saan yung AI na yung gumagawa ng task natin. No? Yung parang, yung mga grant work ika nga, no? Yun na yung gumagawa. So tayo, mag-elevate yung ating role as a human. No, we are the overseer na ng mga agents na to. So, parang ganun yung mangyayari in the future. Okay? So, yung agent, yung mag-execute, and then tayo yung magsusupervise if yung output na generate nila is correct based dun sa specification natin. Alright? So, I think that's all no for agentic system design. So, sa next video natin, explore natin yung AWD, no? Kung paano natin siya ilalatag. Okay? So, I think that's all and see you next time.